In a future version of New Orleans, a gathering of drug dealers convenes while Biggie introduces them to a new product. This product, a special pill named Power, will be given to them for free to sell. Power grants its users a random superpower for a brief 5-minute period. However, not everyone responds positively to the pill. Some individuals have been known to explode shortly after ingestion. Biggie starts by offering the pill to one skeptical dealer named Newt, who doubts its authenticity. Several weeks later, Newt's cousin Robin, an aspiring rapper, begins selling Power on the streets. During one of her sales, 3 assailants attempt to rob her. Detective Frank Shaver intervenes and prevents one of the attackers from taking Power. He then pretends to arrest Robin to scare off the others. In reality, Frank and Robin are friends, as she supplies him with Power. Frank is also concerned about Robin's safety and even surprises her with a motorcycle as a belated birthday gift. In another part of the city, a man named Art Riley, also known as the Major, visits an apartment complex to track down Newt and the origin of the Power pills. Newt, who has been excessively using Power, appears increasingly disfigured. Art enters the apartment and discovers Newt's stash of Power, prompting Newt to grab his gun and attempt to shoot Art. However, Art swiftly disarms him. Newt then consumes Power, igniting his entire body in flames. He pursues Art throughout the complex, taking more pills in an attempt to defeat Art. Eventually, Art submerges Newt underwater, causing Newt's body to explode after he manages to reveal Biggie's name. Meanwhile, Robin's mother Irene wakes her daughter up as she is late for school and struggling with her grades. During class, Robin tries to contact Newt for more Power, unaware that Art has taken over Newt's phone. Robin's lack of focus prompts her teacher to inquire about her strengths. Robin's friend suggests she is talented at rapping and starts a beat for Robin to freestyle, leading the class to cheer, though this turns out to be just a daydream. Robin ends up in the principal's office instead of yielding her phone. Detective Frank responds to a bank robbery where a criminal named Griff uses Power to camouflage himself. Frank also takes a Power pill and gives himself a time limit. He pursues Griff, who nearly escapes on a train car but is thwarted when the money bag he opens is sprayed with powder. Frank chases Griff into an alley, where Griff shoots Frank in the head. However, Frank's ability to be somewhat invincible enables him to apprehend Griff. Unfortunately, Captain Crane reprimands Frank for using Power and orders him to surrender his gun and badge. Before leaving, Crane gives Frank a picture of Art, suspected to be the source of Power. Later, Art tracks down Robin at a Church's Chicken, a spot where she often meets Newt. He sabotages her bike by slashing its tire, then abducts her, forcing her into his car trunk. Art takes her to an isolated location to interrogate her about the source of Power, threatening her and her mother, Irene. He shows Robin a photo of a woman and a bald man suspected of involvement with Power, but neither is Biggie. Art provides Robin with a phone number linked to a Power warehouse and instructs her to request alligator wine at a Hong Kong market. At the market, Robin follows Art's instructions and encounters a man named Quayo who takes the Power upon hearing Art is outside. Art is attacked by Quayo's henchmen but manages to defeat most of them. Despite being shot in the chest by Quayo, Art persists and subdues him. In his injured state, Art hallucinates, mistaking Robin for another girl named Tracy. Together, Art and Robin find computers tracking Power users, revealing that Power's creators are testing it on buyers. A notification appears about an imminent presentation at a specific location. Art insists Robin take him there. Meanwhile, Quayo, still under the influence of Power, expels the bullets from his body and tries to attack Art and Robin. Art fatally stabs Quayo just as his Power wears off. Art earnestly asks for Robin's assistance, revealing his desire to locate his daughter. Robin then tends to Art's injuries. Frank discovers something amiss concerning Robin, prompting him to visit her home where he finds Irene being hassled by 2 cops. Sneaking inside, Frank pretends to be Irene's partner, almost blowing his cover but ultimately convincing Irene that he's a friend of Robin's to divert the cops. Art and Robin bond further, with Art revealing his military background, hence, the Major, and learning of Robin's desire to pursue rap. She showcases her skills by spitting a few rhymes. Before setting out, Robin demands $10,000 from whatever they acquire. En route to the presentation, Art discloses that he was subjected to power experiments by a corporation named Telios. Tracy was born with innate abilities, leading Telios to kidnap her and use her blood to create power pills. Art's memories blur, causing him to mistake Robin for Tracy and believe they are being followed, reminiscent of the day Tracy was taken. Robin snaps Art out of his delusion before a potential crash. Art and Robin reach the presentation site, where Frank also arrives after tracing users to the location. They infiltrate the venue and witness Biggie demonstrating power to a South American cartel leader, Matriarch, with a woman named Candy as a test subject. Biggie promotes the pill as bestowing animal-like abilities for survival. During the presentation, Candy gains the power to regulate her body temperature but tragically freezes to death. As chaos erupts between Biggie's men and the cartel, Art confronts Biggie, extracting critical information about Gardner and Wallace, who took Tracy and are on a boat named Genesis. Frank attempts to apprehend Art, but they realize they're all aligned with Robin. Biggie consumes power, transforming into a monstrous figure. The heroes escape as Art triggers an explosion that kills Biggie. Frank apprehends Art, who reveals crucial information about Tracy and implicates Captain Crane as working for Telios. Art allows himself to be captured by Telios to gain access to the Genesis. Meanwhile, Frank bluffs his way onto the boat but is shot by a guard. Unbeknownst to the guard, Frank has taken a power pill, rendering him invincible. He regains his footing and covertly boards the vessel. Art confronts Telios' CEO Dr. Gardner, who had been conducting experiments on him since the beginning. Inside the boat, Frank and Robin face off against guards enhanced by power. Frank traps a guard with rubbery limbs in a closing door, severing his arm, while Wallace, powered with super strength, pursues them. Art convinces a guard to release him by demonstrating he has a power pill as a last resort. Wallace confronts Art but is shot twice by a shotgun wielded by Frank, who then rescues Art. Robin locates and frees Tracy, and together they dispatch a guard whose bones can protrude as weapons. Attempting to flee the boat, Art faces Gardner, who threatens Robin's life. Art takes a power pill, gaining abilities like a pistol shrimp, defeating Gardner's henchman and subduing Gardner by dropping a crane on her. Art nearly succumbs to his injuries, but Tracy revives him with her abilities. The quartet successfully escapes. Frank safely escorts Robin home and plans to expose Telios and power. Art bids farewell to Robin as he departs with Tracy. Robin returns to her mother with her share of the money. Art and Tracy drive off together, finally liberated. Thanks for tuning in to our latest video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means the world to us. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Until next time, happy watching.